Welcome back, everybody.
We're back again with another
How we doing?
textbook full of wisdom. We started off last episode. Don't mind me. I'm just looking for my outline. With me being in shambles, and yet here again I am in shambles.
I think it's just a theme. Like, I literally texted Taylor today, and I was like, does that mean we're getting old?
I just so I don't understand. So last week, okay, I
thought it was comfortable. I'm not.
Yeah, that's all right. Move around. I don't know if anyone, when they're watching this, if they're actually looking at us or if they're just listening to us. Yeah. But so last week I did something to my SI joint. Like, for those who don't know, like you would think it's your low back, but it's actually like your ass situation. And she was bothering me. I lifted really heavy last month or 2 Mondays ago. And I think it just I irritated her. Well, then she was bothering me and I should have known better. And I went and taught my class. And when I taught my class Tuesday,
Something
happened back there. Yeah. And then I was in excruciating pain on Tuesday night. So Thomas was rubbing Tiger Balm. Have you ever used Tiger Balm?
Thomas was rubbing. Sounds a little dirty.
He was rubbing Tiger Balm on my ass for quite some time Tuesday night because I was like, how am I going to go to bed?
Yeah.
I can't put pressure on it. And then I'm like, how am I going to sit on a plane for 4 hours? So the next day I wake up, it's no better. At this point, I've already hit my daily limit on Tylenol and ibuprofen because I just was throwing it down the hatch. We go to the airport. I can barely stand on the L. Then I'm so...
Wow, you took the L.
I always take the L to the airport.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, I can't. The traffic.
Good for you.
Unless it's real early in the morning.
No, I'm serious. Good for you. I don't.
See, I
but
can't.
I think that's really wonderful.
I would rather just go on the L and stop and go on the highway.
It's definitely smarter.
And it takes you right into the airport.
Yeah.
So to the airport, yes, I typically tend to take the L. But anyways, we're on the L, and I'm so nauseous because my fucking back hurts so bad that I'm like, now I'm going to throw up on the L. It was a whole thing. And then I literally, every 60 minutes on the 60-minute mark, had to apply more Tiger Balm to my ass. So the entire plane smelled like somebody's grandpa with terrible arthritis. And also maybe he's wearing a sweater that is musty and hasn't been washed in a while. Yeah, that was me. I had to keep getting the poor girl. So we had a window seat and a middle seat.
Oh God, that poor aisle.
I know. And Thomas let me sit by the window. Usually I'll sit in the middle because I'm smaller, but he let me sit by the window and this girl fell asleep. He tapped her to be like, she's got to get up because I needed to stand. It was ridiculous. And then the rest of the day we just kind of hung out. So we were supposed to go out that Wednesday night and everybody's flights got delayed in this whole thing. And
you're
then the bride,
God
because I was there for my best friend's wedding, the bride texted me at 7:30 when she got to her hotel, which she was supposed to get there at noon. And she took her dress out of the garment bag and it was covered in black stuff.
The fuck?
I literally was like,
oh my God, I would cry.
I was like, Myra Borkin is here if I need to call somebody and get somebody to dry clean this. I think the bag was really cheap that it was in.
Oh, did it come
just
off though?
From traveling? Yeah. So she just lightly took a dry washcloth, and I think it was just
residue or whatever on it.
And it came right off. And then
so dramatic.
I was test your OxyPen at the bottom underneath, just to make sure, and it worked. So she did a little of that, and then it ended up being fine. But she was like, I haven't stopped crying
I would be the same way.
So we didn't end up doing anything Wednesday because she was like, fuck it,
God bless.
We were gonna go to Cirque du Soleil, and she was like, no, I can't. I literally can't. So anyways, we didn't do anything. So I got to chill, and then it was totally fine. My butt was fine. I couldn't believe it. I had Thomas rehab it a little. I had the Theragun. I brought the TENS unit, the whole fucking thing. And then today, I go to the gym this morning. I'm all fucking hyped to go back to the gym in the morning. And I do something, I fuck up my shoulder.
I think you're falling apart.
I am. And I don't understand. I said to Thomas today, I'm like, I don't understand. I didn't do anything. It's not like I hit a shoulder press PR today.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
I wish I had the answer.
I can't even fucking move my arm. And then he's like, well, the shoulder, it's really difficult because it could be your neck, could be your shoulder, it could be. I'm like, great.
Doctor.
So, yeah, no. Now I'm suffering. But anyways, all in all, I had a crazy weekend. Vegas for 5 days, 4 nights, too much.
Wild.
Too long.
Wild time.
Too long.
Yeah.
not for me.
That's a wild time.
How's your body parts and your
Honestly, I
weekend?
feel very.
Did you rest?
No.
I
You
didn't
know
think
what's
so.
funny? I literally, my friend Tiffany listens to this podcast, and she was like, so you're having a restful weekend? And I was like, no. I was like, I don't even know why I said I didn't have any plans, because I did.
Oh.
I had plans like every single night of the
Yeah,
weekend.
you were like, I don't have anything to do.
I didn't think I did. And then all of a
Turns
sudden
out.
I had like a dinner with my cousin for her company, a date night with Darius, which obviously we could have done nothing, but we were like, we really should get out of the house and like do something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a sip and see, my brother-in-law's birthday. It just was like a busy weekend of like little things that like you had to do type of thing. Yeah.
Just when you think.
And then like work travel starts. So I'm like, there's just no time. Like, fuck it. You'll rest when you're dead. Like, I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. I did a lot of resting today, I feel.
Okay, but most importantly, how was day one of your job?
Oh my God. She loves to work from home, although it's day one. And
Yeah.
next week I'm probably going to be like, I need to do something.
You'll need just to work from like
the
a coffee
stuff
shop.
I'm doing, yeah, but for the stuff I'm doing now, like it's basically like all self-paced. You know, today I did like intro shit, and then it was like self-paced, module-y type
Yeah.
things. That stuff I can sit on this couch and do.
Yeah.
But like when I have to start actually paying attention and doing things, I'm gonna need, like, I already told Thomas, I was like, we got to get a standing desk that I can put in the guest room.
Little walking pad.
A little walking pad, or like I'm gonna have to go somewhere because I'm sitting here. I was like listening to a module, and I was like falling asleep.
No, but also
listening
it's
to
like
it.
nice to go to a coffee shop and like because sometimes I don't have to be in the office either, and like we could do coffee shop work.
We can.
But like it's nice to like get out and just like be with humans, because then you're like,
Yeah.
wait, I actually don't see a human at all, and this is like
and it's
weird.
just nice to have like control over your own day. Like,
Yeah.
you log in, you do something for an hour or so, you can take a break and have like my fridge is at my disposal. I don't have to pack a fucking lunch. Like
it's
it's
a lot more
is.
freedom and a lot more just like, okay, I can do things like as I need, and I don't have to like be sedentary, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't have to like be at a desk.
After this, like I think that this first initial 5 weeks or whatever, I just have like training. But after that, when I have to like actually start getting in my car and going places, like it'll be a little bit more.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, today I was like, there's no way I could sit here every day and.
Yeah.
It was
It's
nice.
different if you're
You like it. but-
There's a point where like on your couch it's like super cool and fun, but like it's also like, wait, I'm like hunched over, I'm like just have my computer on my lap. Like give yourself a little more structure. I think that's what like gets lost is like you're not at a desk, you're not like having people come in or out or whatever. So like it's that structure that like you almost have to apply yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think about it when I used to study in college. Like I could never like just stay and study on my
Absolutely
couch.
not.
I had to remove myself from the surroundings and go like.
Absolutely
Anywhere
not. We
else.
needed to like go like to the library or like
Yeah.
I couldn't study on my bed. Are you kidding? I was like watching TV then.
Yeah. No. Wait. I started watching this new show on Netflix.
Called.
Wayward.
Never heard of it.
It just came out.
Oh, she's so new in it.
And it's about what's her last name? Toni Collette.
No. Oh,
Oh,
yes.
I love her.
Yes, I like her. She was in a movie or like a TV show that I really liked her
I love
in.
her, and she like is in charge of this school for like troubled children, and it's just like such a fucked up show. It's so good, you gotta watch it.
Okay.
Put it on your list.
I
Put
will,
it on your radar.
because I don't have anything to watch right now.
Yeah, that's what
I've been
I'm
like background
into
love
right
thy
now.
nader. So dumb.
Yeah, but
You know, it's that background stuff, like the background noise, because I like can't just have silence when
Yeah.
I'm home.
I know. Yeah, me neither.
But yeah,
Yeah.
great little catch up.
I know. And now here we are with a bum shoulder. We both have pimple patches on. Oh, because I also got my period in Vegas.
Okay, well here's
So I was a
my-
cripple with a menstrual cycle.
Here's my update. So obviously we know I'm in my like trying to conceive journey now, and my progesterone was low.
Yeah.
So I took like supplement progesterone. I am not kidding you. I'm off of it now because I was like, fuck this. My entire neck
Was breaking out?
broke out and that's like your chin and like whatever hormonal acne. I have never in my life had a pimple in the center of my throat. Like, no. And I'm like, I think it's like they're so red that it's like it's not like, oh, it's like whatever. It's like
Yeah,
little.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm not used to it. So like, I know that like, I've been very fortunate to not get like acne
yeah,
very
you
much.
have pretty good skin.
So,
just as
oh
is.
my God, I'm like, I don't know how to deal with it. And I'm someone who I like to pop everything. So I bought a million of these pimple patches so that I don't touch it. Otherwise, I play with it. I pick at it.
Yeah.
So I've got like, but my whole neck broke out and I've never had that before. Like under my chin, I had a pimple.
And they're like painful. They're like deep rooted in there when they're on your
They're
under
like,
your chin
and
like
I,
that.
of course, I'm trying to like sit there in the mirror and pop it, and it's
Yeah.
just like it's not going anywhere. So I got off
That
progesterone.
gives me anxiety that you are a popper.
Yeah, I know it's not good.
It's not because your hands are dirty.
I'll use a tissue. I'll like
Still.
I'll do I know it's not good, but it's like a I don't know if it's an anxiety thing. I don't know what it is, but like speaking to what we're talking about today and confidence, I have felt the most unconfident.
Dude, same. And again, like I was just having this conversation this weekend because, you know, you're taking pictures in these environments and whatever. And one of the girls that was at this wedding that I was at, I've known her for a long time because her brother was my high school boyfriend for years.
Love that.
So I've spent a lot of time with her and her family and all this stuff, but I haven't seen her in so long. She lives in Georgia now. And we were kind of like catching up and stuff. And we got to talking about, we did the high roller. Have you ever done that in Vegas?
Oh,
It's the Ferris wheel with the bar on it.
Yes.
Okay. So I've done it before, but they wanted to do it. So we went again and we were talking on there and the guy was like taking pictures of us and then like showing them to us. And I was like, I fucking hate every photo that was ever taken of me. And she's like, no, same. Like, I look in the mirror and I cut her off immediately. And I was like, and what you're seeing in the mirror isn't what you're seeing in these photos because fucking same.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to take photos. I don't want you to take a photo of me. If I can take a photo of myself, this is why I love a mirror pic.
Yeah.
Because I can see what's going on.
Yeah.
I can see the angle.
Yeah.
I can see how I look and what I like and what I don't like. When you catch me out in the wild,
It's not. Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I've definitely lately, I think I'm honestly blaming this fucking progesterone. I'm just
Yeah, let's
blaming
blame
it
that.
because this is like, since then I've been bloated. I feel like I probably haven't gained weight on the scale, but like I feel like I have.
Yeah.
And my face shape feels puffy. And I'm like,
Isn't being a woman great?
usually when I get master Botox, I'm like, fuck yes, I look so good. And then I looked and I was like, why the fuck is my face still puffy?
Yeah.
And I'm like, my confidence has shot down.
Yeah.
Like, shot the fuck down.
I get this like very self-critical thing during like the week leading up to my period. Like this week when I was in Vegas, I was like, I feel like I'm actively expanding. Like sitting here talking
Yeah.
to you, I feel like my clothes are getting tighter. And I know that that's actually not what's happening.
Yeah.
But like, I can't get rid of that thing.
Yeah.
And then you get there and then you're like, no, I'm hideous because every picture that's taken of me is absolutely disgusting. And somehow sitting still, consuming only water, I've gained 47 pounds in the last
Yes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Eliza Sledlinger, you know that comedian? She like has a
No,
whole...
but I do know her, but like don't know her.
She has a whole skit about it. She calls it the thickening. She's like, you know, when you can just like feel yourself like expand. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
it is the thickening.
Yes.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I haven't been myself.
No. So today we
Huh.
wanted to like really just like dive into confidence and how it just like
Yeah.
changes as you get older and changes throughout your 20s, your 30s, and likely throughout the rest of your life. But I think it's like so time. You know how like when we talk about topics and then it becomes just so timely because like I'm in the midst of my like I feel so self-conscious and ugly. Like I texted my cousin and I was like, I've been really self-conscious. And she's like, why? And I was like, I don't know. I just like feel like gross. And I'm like talking myself down. And she's like, well, if it helps you, my mother-in-law is obsessed with you and like says how good you look. And I'm like, I don't know if that really helped me, but
Yeah,
thanks.
I don't know. The worst thing that somebody can say is like when I'm like, I'm hideous, they say, no, you're not. I'm like, just tell me I'm ugly. Like,
I'm not looking for a compliment. You're just agreeing with me.
yeah. Or sometimes I just need to get it out. Like I'll say stuff to Thomas all the time and he's like, why do you like I said something in Vegas. I said, I feel as if I'm a beached whale. And he's got to go on this, you know, sweet Thomas is. He's like, but I think you're like so beautiful and like I'm
know,
so attracted
Darius
to
is
you.
the
Like, why
same.
doesn't that make you feel? I said, because it's the woman's brain.
Darius like gets
It's the
very
woman's
upset
brain.
with me that I say stuff. He's like, I don't like that you talked about yourself that way.
You're
And
like,
I'm like,
listen, buddy, I'm not having a great time
yeah,
either.
like I think it's interesting because like in my 20s, I feel like I was so focused on just like what I looked like. Like
100%.
Like I could be so unhappy, but if I looked good,
I still now am very focused on what I look like.
totally. But I think it's different. Like it's a different type of like, I don't know, mentality. Like I feel like I wanted to look like a Victoria's Secret model in my 20s. And
Okay.
granted, I'd love to look like a Victoria's Secret model in my 30s, but like
Yeah, I'm
now I
following
feel like
you now.
I'm focused on like how I feel about the way I look.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like it's not necessarily like I try not to weigh myself because I'm very much like if I weigh myself, then I'm focused on a number and then I'm like, blah, 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 and I go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So I really try not to weigh myself, which is hard because like I constantly want to weigh myself. But I think there's something lately that has been in the air that I'm like, dude, you're not confident. Like,
Yeah.
and I guess it's interesting because I stand in the front of the room, like teaching, and I'm so confident there. Like that makes me feel really confident. But like looking at myself in the mirror, I need to like mentally, and my therapist will always tell me like, remember that's like your eating disorder. Those are like your irrational thoughts. Like, do you ever think like, I don't even know what I actually look like?
Yes, all the time.
Because I think I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, is that actually what I look like? Or even in a photo, or am I body dysmorphia distorting myself and that's not at all what I look like?
No, sometimes I think I'm more attractive than I am because like I'll like seriously, because like I'll do like a full face of makeup like to go out or whatever and I'm like incredible, like she looks stunning. And then
Yeah.
I'll see a photo of me and I'll be like, I'm a hobbit. Like I don't know.
No, I think like, because I will agree.
And then I'm like, is my brain, I read something, you know, and this is totally not science or fact based at all, but I read something, it like likely could have been a Snapple cap at some point that was like, you see yourself as 10% like more attractive than you actually are.
Really?
Which I was
Wow,
like,
that's
couldn't be
really
me.
sad.
I know, right? That's what I said. So now for years now, my whole, like me, the most like science evidence-based research loving person is like, that has to be true.
So
And
what?
so now that sits, now I'm like, am I actually this attractive?
No, yeah, I know.
I mean, not that I think I'm a supermodel or anything by any means, but sometimes I'll think like, wow, okay, you look great.
No, sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, wow, like you look really pretty. And then I'm like, ugh. And then I think, do I have to put on makeup in order for me to feel really pretty?
Yeah.
Lately, because I don't wear a lot of makeup during the week. I just like, I don't like it. Plus, like with this acne and stuff, I'm like, oh, better let it breathe, like whatever. And then I'm like, am I just like, do I need makeup? Am I one of those people that like, you need makeup? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really hard to like talk yourself. I feel myself talking down this rabbit hole of anxiety of like, do I look okay? Am I okay? Am I not? Blah, blah, blah. And like my brain's like going down
Yeah.
a rabbit hole. And so I feel like as I'm sitting here, I'm like, Jordan, you need to stop and give yourself a compliment. Jordan, you're very pretty.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, I
You're
guess-
beautiful inside and out.
I guess I'm better a little bit. I used to be like, had to have the lash lift, had to have the brow lamb, had to have everything. And like, sure, I didn't have any makeup on, but like to Joe Schmo, he didn't know that, you know, like
Yeah.
it looked like because I had all the things and like I couldn't, my lash lift would start to fall and I would be like, oh my God, I can't go out in public because like I have to, you know? So I'm not so obsessed with that anymore, mostly just because I can't find somebody in this fucking city to do a good eyelash lift, so I had to kind of get over it. But I don't know, I like go through, I think in my 20s it was heavily body focused and now it's less body focused and more just like overall
No,
image.
same. Like I feel like I was so obsessed with in my 20s, like how thin can I
Yes,
be?
yes,
It wasn't
yes,
even like
yes.
how good can I look? It was like how thin can I be? Obviously because of disordered eating, because of anxieties, all of those. And now I feel like I'm trying to, and I think a lot of this does stem from having an eating disorder where you're like, how can I feel comfortable in my skin without restriction and binging and purging and all of these things that like you're used to finding that confidence through those things.
Right.
And now it's like a new sense of confidence that you stand in your own skin and you feel, and I'm not saying like that you can't feel self-conscious every now and again, you know, like, or when your period's
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up or like stuff like that. I feel like it's just like kind of sliding into this new era of like who we are and trying to find comfort in that. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's this sense of like everybody out there is be like, accept yourself, love yourself, like, woo. And it's like sometimes I just think like we don't. And I think like that's okay as long as like you can climb your way out of it and just be like, okay, I wasn't feeling confident, and then do things that like uplift your confidence.
Yeah. I see, but here's the thing also with this love yourself obviously and accept yourself obviously, but I think there's also this fine line of like, especially in today's day and age, and like this is very controversial, but I just said this when and granted I was in Vegas, which is like just the pits of hell essentially. But like you look around and it's like there's so many people, like we harped so much on like this body positivity, but then like I look around at everybody and I'm like, but like all of you are so unhealthy and it's like making me really sad for you.
Yeah.
So it's like there's also this balance of like you have to care about things to like a certain degree to not only make yourself feel better, hopefully in turn it makes you look the way that you want to look or whatever, but then it's just like you can't care too much, but you can't care not enough, because then it's like a weird whatever.
But there's also like sometimes.
But then I look at these people that I think that I would like label as like an unhealthy person, which probably isn't right of me, but just by, judging on what I'm seeing when they walk by, like I'm immediately just like, I wish I had the confidence that you have right now to like walk around the way that with what you're wearing or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But also I'm concerned for the next 50 years for you and like your wellness.
There's like a difference between like internal health of like what the doctors say versus like external. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then at the same time, in that same realm of like looking at people and being like, wow, I wish I was that confident. Like all these people on like Love Island that are literally in like itsy bitsy bikinis for days on end, hours on end throughout the day. And you're just on TV, like, fuck yeah, I'm hot. And they all do have like beautiful bodies, but like I can't. Because I don't know how I would literally like put on a bathing suit, and this is unfortunately speaks to my confidence, but like look around and be like, I'm gonna put a cover up on because you know what I mean? And that's like, that speaks to my confidence, and I get that, and I'm definitely working on that. But like it's like that comparison thing where you look around and you're like, wait, they have a better body and they have a better body and they have a better body. And you never know, like they could be so fucking miserable in their lives, or the person who, it looks unhealthy, whatever, could be so happy and free and whatever.
I know. But that's just, I guess that's what it is. I just was like, there's plenty of people who are clearly like an unhealthy weight to the point where I'm like, there's no way you're not on 19 different like blood pressure meds and like all of that stuff. But like not a care in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at the same time, I'm not on any of that stuff, and I consider myself to be a very healthy person, but I'm sitting here envying you for having this, like, I'm good with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just an interesting
dynamic.
Yeah. And I, like, brought it up to Thomas. I was like, do you feel like... Because I'm sitting there being like, I don't know. I feel like I'm expanding as the seconds go on, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, also, like, look at this pool that we're at. He's like, first of all, every animal on the planet has succumbed to this same location, Las Vegas. So, like, people they can't see straight, like,
Isn't it, though, it's always so interesting to me that I can be so hard on myself, yet there's someone looking at me being like, I want to be like you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. When I think about confidence and insecurities and all of that stuff, I try to remind myself of like everything that I've overcome and how I've gotten here, and how like to that point, like if you look around and you're like, wait, like can you find some confidence in the outside?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't again too, it's hard for me to say, like, I don't know if the body image thing, because I have a history, is
I think it really
a little more
affects
triggering
us.
for me than it is for other people. Like, then that's why people, I don't know, if you've never had the experience that I've had with an eating disorder, have you just never been like pushed to a point where you feel like you have to be self-conscious about your body? Like it was never...
Like it's different. I truly believe it is different for people who have never experienced disordered eating or body dysmorphia in any way. I feel like it's like they don't get it. Do you know what I mean?
Do those people exist though? Like I feel like
I think people have anxieties in different ways, but I do think there are people who like have lived with like serious food freedom throughout their entire life. Not me, so I don't understand that, but like I think in that same realm, it might not be about food or whatever, but there's insecurities in certain ways, like insecure about public speaking or standing in a room,
Sure,
and
sure.
we're like, we do it all the time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is awesome. So speaking of, we've talked about how much we are down on ourselves and insecurity and our confidence is shot. What makes you feel confident?
I will say that I carry myself with a lot of confidence. I think that if someone spoke to me and they had not ever met me before, they would walk away from that conversation. If you ask them, do you think I'm a confident person? They would say so.
Yeah.
I have always been someone where I know that I'm like relatively intelligent and I'm very well spoken and I'm good with words and like those things. So like if I can present myself in a sort of way, I don't know. I just think I have this like sense about me where I know I'm smart and I'm pretty funny, which comes from the trauma, but like, you know what I mean? And like, that's what makes me be able to have that kind of confidence. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not walking into a room, striking up a conversation with a stranger because I'm like, I look good. I'm like, I just
Fuck
feel
it, I don't
comfortable
care.
talking. And
Yeah.
kind of. And that's just like my mentality about
Yeah.
it, because I wouldn't say that like, I wouldn't say anybody telling me. I don't think anyone's ever told me like you look good, and I've felt that, and,
Yeah.
and then like stepped out with like confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the you look good or whatever compliments still make me a little cringy on the inside, and I think that's something I'm always gonna have to like work on.
You know what's interesting though? On my wedding, when you said that, I was like, on my wedding day, I felt so beautiful. Looking back at pictures, I'm like, my arm's fat, my this is, and I'm like, that is such a like horrible way to speak to your, like I said it, and then I was like, that's such a horrible way to speak to yourself, but it's so true. Like, you can shine in certain moments, but that doesn't mean you're going and are like, I'm really pretty, let's talk to me.
Yeah,
You know?
no, and that's never been it. Like I can enter a room with confidence and like, and I mean, I've done that always in fitness. Like I had no experience in fitness, and then all of a sudden I was on a mic telling, you know what I mean? And
Where do you
like,
think though that confidence like comes from? Like, is it like kind of a fake it till you make it type of thing, or is it something you were instilled with when you were younger?
Oh, absolutely not. there were not many life lessons that came to me when I was younger. Well, they became life lessons later, I guess.
Yeah.
Things that happened to me when I was younger. No, I think that I've kind of always I'm very type A, and I've always had this mentality that it's just like you have to be the best. Like whatever you do, you just have to be the best. And so like I think my career probably fueled the way I started running for sure. Like I think that when I went into nursing and decided that I was going to work in critical care, which is arguably one of the more like intense places to work, I decided that day that I stepped on to the unit the very first time that I was going to be very good. And so I worked really hard to be, you know, not the smartest person in the room, but like somebody in the room that if anyone had a question, they could be like, Taylor, or
Yeah.
at least bounce it off me. And I think you just have to, like, I had to be on my toes for so long, and I had to always be thinking ahead of time. And so I think part of that probably fueled it. But now, like, I mean, it's funny because anybody that I've told about my new job, immediately they're like, oh my God, you'd be perfect for that. Like, I think I just have this personality that
Yeah.
I don't know that I created it. I think that's just kind of who I am. Plus, like, not to mention, and like, I don't know if my dad listens to this or whatever, I know he views the clips and stuff, but my dad carries himself and always did when I was younger with this, like, I always say, like, I'm Chris Glenn. Like, and that just, like, he couldn't be fazed by anything. And, like, that was, like, the way that and I found that to be very gross for a very long time. But I don't know if I also, like, kind of learned to carry myself a little bit like,
Yeah.
this is me. And
I get that.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
whatever. But again, like, a lot of my confidence comes from my intelligence and my personality more so than the way that I look or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really
What do
feel
you
like it's
think?
like finding something that you're good at. Like when I was younger, I was a dancer. I was a very good dancer. And it was like I shined when I was on stage.
Yeah.
And like I think I think the area that I lack is I like never give myself enough credit for being good or, you know, similar to you, like we have a similar personality where like we can go and talk to a wall,
Yeah.
and that wall would be like, that was the best conversation I've ever fucking had. Like, you know, even this past weekend, Darius was like, you can just like talk to anybody. Or like I went to Shabbat dinner with Dara's company, my cousin's company, and like she left me, and I was like talking with this guy who ends up, his son and I went to college together, like just very random, but like I can pick up a conversation and just like talk. And I think that also has like aura and energy, and like the energy you give off, and like people like gravitate towards you. And then like I think similar to me being a dancer when I was younger, like now I found a different stage to stand on. And it's not to say that like it's easy or whatever, but I think it comes easy to me to be able to stand and command a room. Yes. And I think like similarly, my father built himself up from nothing to where he is today. And he's shown an incredible amount of confidence moving into like how he runs his businesses and the respect that he demands. And growing up, he was like, I think you're the only one who could actually take over the business, but you don't want it. Like, that's not what you're passionate about. And I was like, no, I'm not. But you have to be okay, like, with confidently in a business setting, being able to accept feedback and give feedback. And I think that helps build your confidence too. You can think like when you get bad feedback, you're like, fuck, that tears me down. But it's like all about how you like rebound and come back learning from that, which helps build confidence to your next step. I think like I didn't grow up being like, you're the prettiest, you're the best, you're the most popular, you're the coolest. Like, that's not how I grew up. But I grew up being told, like, to strive for something and to continue to, like, push for that. And I think something that's always been in my favor or whatever is, like, I always got by. Like, in school, I never tried really hard. Like, my parents would be like, if you tried, you would get A's instead of B's. Yeah. And I was like, okay, but like, I'm okay with B's. Like, is my first job in fashion really going to care if that I got all B's and my major is business, but my minor's like Spanish? No. Like, I loved Spanish and I was very good at Spanish, but like, I didn't know what I would do with a Spanish degree. So I got a business degree. And like, I think there's surrounding yourself with things that like, you're either passionate about and want to work on, or you're naturally good at, are going to level up your confidence. And I think for us, commanding a room, being in fitness, like, we feel confident in that room.
Do you think you've ever replicated that confidence that you felt as a dancer now? Or do you think that that's a different type of confidence that you had back then?
No, I think it's that stage presence. Like, I do. I think when you're on stage and you're like, you're hitting these moves and you're going to a beat and like, you know, when like your coach says like, all right, Jordan, you're going to be the point. Yes. You're like, fuck yeah. Like, I verbatim remember I was taking a hip hop dance class, not a hip hop dancer. And right now I don't even think I could hit a dance. I think I could learn one and probably do it. But like, I remember him saying like, Jordan, come to the front. And I was like, oh, I'm really good. But like, those are things that like moments that you remember because you feel good. And I feel like that presence of being a dancer. And I think a lot of people who like teach bar or are fitness professionals, a lot of them would say they danced or they did something growing up, like a sport where they had to like shine. Yeah. And
I think also like, now that we're kind of talking about it, and I was like, I don't think I had anything in my childhood, blah, blah, blah. But like when I was a like elementary, like early junior high kid, like I was like a meatball sub chicken nugget sandwich. Like I wasn't like the teeny tiny.
You were both a meatball sub and a chicken nugget sandwich?
I wasn't like the teeny tiny, like popular girl in my early ages. And so like, I wonder, now that we're kind of talking about it, like if because I've always, in every facet of life, I've just always been like, how do you be the best? And it was like the same thing with me in dance, like when you got to be in the front or you got to dance with the older girls or whatever. But then like, even like through college, like like school was whatever, but like my pride and joy of life when I was in college was partying, you know, like, and like I bartended.
And I was pretty damn good at partying.
Pretty good at partying. No, but I bartended and like I worked at the busy places on the busy nights, and I worked it's funny because when you said like the point of like the dance, like I worked in the busier section at the bar, like, and then same thing, like going into my career, like so I don't know if I just have this like competitiveness about me, but really I'm just like competing with myself. But like I have this thing about me where I'm like, how do I become like the top tier
Yeah.
of what I'm doing.
Yeah. I also think, and same thing with like an eating disorder in that same realm, which can hurt you, because I was like,
Yeah.
how can I be the best at being skinny?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
how can I be the one that like I think too, when you have like, when you're in that realm, what gave me confidence was people telling me I was so skinny. And it was
Yeah.
like, it's a weird fucked up thing and you have to work. And now I'm very confident in like how much I've overcome my eating disorder. And I feel so confident in like the steps that I take and all of that. But I think it's like, one of the things I was thinking as you were talking is like, I think we're very blessed that like we weren't like severely bullied in school of like
Yeah.
having those stories. Like, yes, did I have traumatic events as I grew older? And if you haven't listened to the Friends episode, go back to that episode and listen to it, and you'll
Check her out.
definitely
Yeah.
hear that. But I think like that's also something though that gives me confidence, is knowing that like I wasn't a bully, and I'm not an online bully, and I'm not like going and like attacking others. I'm, we may sit and like chit chat, whatever, but I'm not outwardly going
Well,
and
everybody
like
gossips too.
Yeah.
Like, I think that you can say, as long as you're not hate spewing to other people or like in a public setting where it's gonna like cause harm. Everybody gossips.
Yeah.
Everybody has something to say about everybody.
Yeah.
And like, also everybody has moments of jealousy too. So sometimes you shit talk to your friend.
Yeah.
Because you're like jealous about whatever. It is what it is. We're not perfect human beings.
No, it's interesting though, because now I feel like there's these comments that you get on social media that I'm like, these trolls or like the online bullying, cyberbullying, whatever. I'm like, why do those affect me so much?
Yeah.
Like, why am I so concerned about what Evil Truth said?
Sir.
Yeah, sir.
Or ma'am.
Why does that bother me so much, even though I don't know who they are? And I think it's because like I would never treat someone like that. And so it really does kind of like affect your confidence in that, like, is this true? Is it true?
I think the hardest part about the negative, nasty comments to me is that like those people that are writing those things clearly don't care about how they're making you or I feel.
Right.
And what I like to be the person, if you're going to punch, I'm going to punch back. And like, I like to be the person that like can punch back and know that you felt it, which is like not a great quality to have as a human being. And I'm not that way in everything, but that's just like historically like how I've been. And it's like you're talking to this you don't know anything about this person.
Yeah.
You don't know if this like snide little funny comment that you said back, if that hit them like it hit you.
Totally.
And it's just like, it's kind of like you're just tossing words out into the abyss. So like you've had stuff thrown at you that has affected you because you can feel it. And now you're trying to like combat that, and you're throwing words into the abyss, or you don't say anything at all because you think you're above it. And then you just like kind of stew.
And internalize
And
it.
internalize.
Yeah.
So it's like, it would be easier if someone to your face would just be like, I think you're ugly.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, and I think I've said this before.
Why do we have to say that though? Like, why can't you just like, who cares? Like, just fucking keep it in.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with people, and I hope that they do a large study someday because.
So,
But I've said this before, I think. So a couple weekends ago, 2 weekends ago, I went to a baby shower for one of my friends that I actually met working on a travel contract, whatever. There was a girl that we worked with who no longer lives here, but every time my friend has something big, like a life thing, her friend will come in town for it. So I see her like periodically.
Yeah.
And every time I see this girl, and she's this sweet, lovely, like very Southern belle of a human being, but every time I see her, she's like, the first thing she says to me is, oh my God, you're so skinny, you're so tiny, you're so this. And it makes me like, if I had any confidence walking into that room, gone. Because I'm like immediately like, hold on a minute.
I think it's also like triggering, like it's not like whenever someone will be like, did you lose weight? And I'm like, did I need to lose weight?
But then you want to know what though? Like I'll walk. So I went earlier to go downstairs to go get groceries, and I have a little crop top on and a pair of shorts, and like the girl at the front desk, granted I like love her, and she's like got this whole personality and whatever, but she's like, okay, abs, like whatever. And I walk out of there and I'm like, fuck yeah, abs.
Yeah.
But like, that doesn't bother me. People making comments about me being fit doesn't bother me, but people being like, you're skinny.
Yeah.
Really, it rubs me the wrong way.
It's a different, I don't know. I guess it's like triggering confidence type of thing of like, that's something
that you really wanted to achieve that you couldn't achieve when you wanted to, and like it scratches
you might have achieved it, and then but like it was never enough, and so like now that someone's saying it, I don't know. I don't have the right answer to that. I think it's just like the word skinny is a triggering word in itself.
It is. It
because
really
it's like, what the fuck does
is.
skinny mean? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think of like when I thought I was skinny was like the most emaciated, like shriveled up human. Physically, emotionally, like I thought I was confident, but like really I was just like not dealing with things. Like it's just, I don't know, it's a different realm, and it's interesting how that all like comes back and how hard you have to work to like build up your confidence.
Especially when like all you wanted at some point in your life was for someone to tell you that you were skinny, and now like if
You hate
someone
to
called
hear
me
it.
skinny now, I would be annoyed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm not skinny. Like I have muscle. Like
I'm fucking fit and tell me I'm fit.
Yeah, right? Like I don't know.
What do you do to like work on reminding yourself that like these are insecurities? Insecurities are going to pop up and kind of like punch down your confidence, but like I do these things to remind myself, or I fucking forget them a lot, but these are the things that like when I really need to,
I was just
what
gonna
I
say,
do.
I don't know that I do much practicing in this realm. I think a lot of you know what I've really started to do, honestly, and I think it's helped me a lot is I use an app for like tracking my menstrual cycle, and there's a way in there to log feelings. And I used to think, how annoying would that be to enter that every day? But I do now. And I also have the Apple Health thing prompt me twice a day, too. How are you feeling? Is this how you're feeling right now? Is this how you felt the whole day? Like that kind of thing. And when I am feeling like, so when I was in Vegas and I was like, I feel like I'm expanding and I'm large and I'm hideous and I'm all these things, like I put that down so that I can see like where the patterns are happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it has to like make sense in my black and white mind, or like I can't handle it. So like,
Yeah.
if I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this way, I'm not going to not feel like this because this is just where I'm at right now, but at least I can tie it to something
Yeah.
so that I feel less irrationally nuts
Yeah.
about, you know what I mean? Like that sounds so simple and so stupid, but like that's kind of, I'm like, if I can just put it down and then be like, this is happening because of X, Y, and Z, then I feel like a little bit, then I can at least acknowledge it and keep it moving.
Yeah, I think also you can say, okay, I know that around day 20
Whatever.
to 24 of my cycle is when I become the most like volatile with myself.
Yes.
And I know that that's going to happen. So what can I do to prepare myself for that? Whether you do it or not, you just like
Yeah.
know that you're like, oh, okay, I'm here in my cycle or whatever.
Whatever, yeah. I mean, I'm very, and everybody knows this, I'm very committed to like all of my wellness regimens too.
Yeah.
So I think that like maintaining all of those things helps you be like, you are doing everything you possibly can to like make yourself feel and look better.
Yeah.
If you can't, like that's just a thing that your mind's going
Yeah.
through right now. But yeah, I think just tracking it and acknowledging it and letting it be. I don't know that I'm undoing any of it. I don't know if I'm doing myself a disservice by like not trying to get myself out of it, but like right now that works for me, just like
Yeah.
identifying and keeping it moving.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think like, so one of the things that I'm very fortunate, like I love my therapist, but I go weekly to therapy. Granted, I'm not going to see her all of October because my travel and her schedule, whatever.
So
But
tragic.
It's literally tragic.
It's so hard.
But the weekly therapy to me, even when I was going bi-weekly or monthly, was something that just like held me accountable to be like, I'll say something and she'll challenge me to say like, do you think that that's Ed, or do you think that that's something else that's going on and not actually what you're thinking? And I'm like, oh yeah, I forget, because I'm so used to the patterns and the habits that I built when I had an eating disorder that like I can't even recognize them. And then a big part is like doing things that like to the same point, like I know I'm good at. Like I know I'm
Yeah.
good at being an instructor, and like I know I'm good at connecting with people, and that's something that I love to do. And so it's putting myself in those scenarios. And I, even when I'm like, oh, I don't want to teach, or like, oh, this is going to be really hard, I walk out of there and then like a ClassPass review will come where it's like favorite instructor, favorite blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's me. And like,
Yeah.
it does build my confidence. I think to the same point, like I've been trying more and more. There's two things I've been trying to do that I think are things that are out of my comfort zone that will ultimately help your confidence, because it's things that are not necessarily like what I do. Oh, the other thing I do is either get off of social media because there are so many things that trigger my insecurities in there, because it's like, what, this one has more followers than me, or like I said that yesterday, but now their post is performing more than mine, or like what they said is triggering me, and so it's like, can I mute, can I unfollow, can I get off? Like social media is like, I don't need to be on it. But the two things that I'm trying to do that are outside of my comfort zone is, one, like take myself on a date. And that's a solo date.
I know. I keep saying that I want to well, now that I have this schedule, but like I keep saying that's like on my list, is just,
I think it's
go on a date with yourself.
It's so interesting because I say this a lot. I can go to Houston, Texas, where I'll be in 2 weeks, and I can sit at the bar or sit at a table by myself and eat lunch
and
or
not
eat dinner,
give a single
not
fuck.
give a shit.
Yeah.
In my own town, it's so uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I'm like, is anybody staring at
Is
me? And
someone
even if
gonna
I knew
see-
someone came in and they said hi to me, I'd be like, oh my God, this is so great. Like, hi, how are you? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's something. And I'm not even saying going to dinner by myself. Like, I think that also would be something, but I'm like, go and take a class somewhere, or, you know, Paige is DJing, like maybe do something like that, like, I don't necessarily need a friend for, but it's something that can kind of like switch on your creative brain too, and allow you to just like step into a space that's a little bit uncomfortable. And the second thing is brain dump journaling, where like I'm writing things down. I don't need a prompt, but I'm just writing. And I think the craziest part is when I put pen to paper, I start judging myself of like, why are you writing that? Why did you stop? Do you not have anything more to say? And it's like, who the fuck cares? Your journal could be like, I recorded the podcast today with Taylor. It went really well.
Yeah.
Okay, close the book.
The
Like, I
end.
don't
Goodbye.
know.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like that vulnerability of putting your pen to paper is something that's so raw that I'm like, I get so scared and I start self-judging myself. So those are the two things that I'm trying to like, in a way, they make me feel uncomfortable. So I'm hoping that'll help me build more confidence throughout this process.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you all posted on it.
She'll send you an update. I think too, also like, I used to, and we've brought this up before, but like back in the day, in the height of like the eating disorder things too, I would wear things that made me feel uncomfortable, but I was like, we can't size up. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And now I just dress for how I'm fucking feeling that day. And sometimes I can put on a skin tight whatever and be like, yes, girl. And some days I'm like, it's an oversized t-shirt and we're tucking her into the bra in the back so that she hangs a little in the front and she
Yeah.
makes my butt look good from
It's
behind.
interesting that you
know?
say that, because I just did like a spring, let's say summer. It was supposed to be spring, but like closet clean out.
Yeah.
And I had this dress. When I tell you, this dress was about 3 sizes too small, and I've had it since college when I was in the height of my eating disorder. But I couldn't let it go for some reason, because it was this dress that I was like, I'm going to fit in it one day. I'm never going to probably fit in that.
How many clothing items have we bought and we're like, when I get to where I'm supposed to be, I'm going to fit into this? Like, how fucking crazy is that? Why do we not just buy clothes that fit?
It's an unreal ideal, like a literal unreal ideal
Oh my
that I
God,
had.
so many
finally,
times.
it was this like weird sensation of like, I'm taking the dress and I'm putting it in the bag to give
Goodbye.
away.
Yeah.
And it was this like, it was freeing, but it also was like almost a letdown in a way of like, I didn't make it. And I had to remind
Yeah.
myself that like, you don't want to make it, like it's okay. But I think because I've been in this like horrible like mentality lately, that I'm like, okay, let it go and wear the clothes that make you feel your most confident.
Yes.
Like, stop wearing the clothes that like you think you should fit into or should wear, where you like get in them and you're like, oh, I feel so unconfident.
Yeah.
I feel horrible. Like, I don't feel good in this. Or like, you know, sometimes I think I wear baggy clothes because it's like comfortable or whatever. And I look at myself and I'm like, that actually looks horrible. And you actually look 10 times bigger than you are because your clothes are like dragging on you. Darius will be like, thank you. He's like, can you wear a short skirt and a tight dress and like just show all of your body parts? I was like,
You're like, no,
we're
not there
But you know what I
yet.
mean? Like, I think I do think there's ways to build your confidence, and I think we shoot our confidence down trying to like fit into things or do things that like we think we should do but don't actually make us happy. And
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't think that there's, and maybe there's never a fixing for the confidence problem. Maybe it just like shifts over the course of your life. Like the one thing that used to make you self-conscious doesn't anymore, but now it's this other thing. So I think just like being able to be like, what am I going to do about this in the moment when I'm feeling bad, and having like, not like a detailed plan, but just as something to acknowledge and move on, or like change your outfit, or
Yeah.
you know, I don't
know the ways and the things, like to your point, like I know during this period of my cycle, or I'm tracking, or I'm trying to figure out what are the things that cause me to be not confident. And rather than like sulking in it, how can you proactively be like, okay, I'm recognizing it, likely a not true statement, or that did make me feel unconfident. Okay, that's a moment in time. Let's move forward. I think confidence is not like this, like, I'm always confident. And if you are, please DM us and tell us how you stay confident every single day. But I think it's something that like definitely ebbs and flows. And it's not something that's always like, to our point, like you can put on makeup and be like, yes, I'm so fucking confident. And then you see a picture and you're like,
I'm not. And I mean, it applies to like jobs and things too.
Yes.
Like I can't tell you how many interviews I've done where I've been like so confident that like I was like, they couldn't possibly not give me this job. And then so it went for months and months and months. They didn't give you that job. So it's like, also, what are you doing? Is your confidence, sometimes I think my confidence too can come off in like not a good way either. You know what I mean? I think it's about like how you're carrying yourself. And that I think happened to me a lot in, you know, when I first started nursing. It was like, I was this like, throw me in there, do all the things, like, you guys can't handle it, it makes you nervous, I'll do it, like whatever. And yes, it made me better and I got more hands-on experience with doing things, but I can see how I know that towards the beginning of my nursing career, there was plenty of people that I worked with that were like offended by my behavior because I had to be involved in like the most critical things, and like I had to have my hands on, and like I had to be in spaces that necessarily weren't my patients or whatever. But it was like, I was like, I need to shove all this knowledge into my brain so that I can be really good, but it came off negatively to other people. You know what I mean? So like, there is too, like, you can be confident in a bad way as well.
Yeah. And I think to that point, like people's confidence could be tied to their job. How well I'm doing at my job, how much praise I get in my job, how much money I'm making because my job is you know what I mean? And I think like in reality, like your confidence needs to come from you and not external sources, whether it's your job, other people's feedback, social media, whatever it is. And I think that's a really hard balance to find. And I think overconfidence can definitely be a thing that is like, what the fuck is that person saying? To that point, it becomes offensive. It becomes like,
because typically those people are like covering up for something anyways.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you're like, we can sense.
I'd love to have like a psychologist tell us all about confidence and where that comes from. You know, like, because there's definitely like childhood things. There's job. There's personal. I don't know. There's a ton of stuff that I think just like intertwines into confidence and how, you know, are you out of the? Because I do think like out of the womb, you're just like everybody's almost like born with the same amount of confidence. You know.
Yeah.
And then it can either get ripped down, built up. In so many different ways.
Yeah. So I think that's another thing to consider too, especially if you find that like you're somebody who are like, I'm not confident about anything. Like take a second and be like, where did this even come from? I think probably identifying like what your issues are that are causing you to feel that way might be helpful too, because then at least you can be like, again, like identify a source, identify a reason. And accept it or don't, I guess. You know what I mean? I think it kind of depends. But
one of my biggest, I think, like learnings from confidence has been, and I think Sam said it on the podcast when she came on, and she was like, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes. And you want to know what? I heard somebody else say that somewhere.
My therapist said it to me this week.
Somebody said that somewhere, and I was like, my friend Sam said that, and that was the first time I heard it is when Sam said it, and I thought it was like this revolutionary fucking idea. Like
it is though, because like in your job, you compare yourself to your coworkers. In fitness, you compare yourself to the other people there. If you're in a fitness class, a lot of times you compare yourself to, because there's mirrors, so you can look around at everybody else. How many times, you know, when we're like, focus on you, stop looking at everybody else, there's comparison there, comparison on social media, comparison to other bodies, like whatever it is, there's so much comparison. And I think that can stem from confidence, but something I've been like leaning in, because my therapist just said it to me, and I was like, oh God, Sam said it too, and I know it. And Sam says it to me all the time, where she'll be like, comparison's the thief of joy, comparison's the thief of joy. And I have to like literally not just say it, but believe it.
Yeah. I think that's most of the game.
Yeah.
Is
totally
making yourself. I just got very distracted by the naked lady that's across the street. Can you see her?
No. Taylor has a naked lady that lives across the street, but she's got balloons, huh?
Yeah, she sure does.
I can't see her.
She'll come back in the frame. No, she's naked all the time. Ass naked.
Talk about confidence.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to know, ma'am. I'd love to know.
Literally
because
floor to ceiling windows, and she's walking around
floor to
naked.
ceiling, yeah,
what
every
a good
day.
timely moment to bring her up, because she is butt ass naked all the time, without a care in the world if anybody's watching her. Like, granted, like I can see like floor to ceiling windows. You like walk from the bathroom to your
I do it
bedroom,
sometimes,
whatever.
yeah.
but like. She's not just walking. She's standing. She's got ring
sweeping.
lights.
She's doing chores.
Yeah, like doing whatever, butt ass naked. And like, power to you. It's your own home, but like you've got floor to ceiling windows. So like that's someone too that just
She
like
doesn't mind that
embodies
people are
confidence.
looking in.
Like, look at me.
Yes.
I've never actually made eye contact with her when I'm here, but I've seen her multiple times, and I'm like, you ma'am are confident.
Yeah, no, I again, I wish I had that degree of
On that note,
confidence. Yeah, if you guys ever want to check her out, let me know.
what are you doing this week that you think can help you be confident?
I'm having a really hard time with the confidence thing right now because I've been injured for the last fucking week and a half. So I haven't been able to also perform at the gym like I want to, which is normally something that kind of helps me get over whatever issue that I'm having. So I'm really trying to like not set myself off the wagon because I think I can already tell I got to rest this fucking shoulder again tomorrow. So I don't know. I guess coming to like finding a way to like come to terms and to peace with that a little bit. I also like I started my job today and I have all good things. So like I'm just on a high
vibration.
Yeah, than I think I would be. So yeah, I mean just keep it sounds stupid, but like keep documenting my feels.
Yeah.
And then really try to give myself some grace with this fucking injury situation that I keep having because I don't know. That's
also a big one. Give yourself some grace.
33 and I can't move anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Wait till you get to 35.
Yeah. What are we going to do?
No,
Was this happening to you at 33?
At 35, I really went downhill. My back, my hips, my feet, shin splints, all the things.
I never had injuries. I used to laugh at people that had injuries.
I know.
Not laugh, but I'd be like, poor form, you know? Like, clearly
biting
not.
us in the ass.
Yeah. How about yourself?
I think like the same things that I said. This is a really busy week because I'm basically stuck in an office from 7:30 to 5 p.m. So,
yeah, dude, I remember that.
It's hard to be like, oh, I'm going to do a 6 a.m. workout. I can't do a 6 a.m. workout. And after work, it's like Wednesday night, I have an event that I'm teaching at. So I'm going to try Tuesday, Thursday to like get myself to the gym and just like honestly carry myself in a way that I feel confident. Wear clothes that make me feel confident.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. If you can make yourself clothing, it can be such a make or break of your whole entire mood.
And I feel like I'll be usually at these events. I also like really like the people that I'm working with, and I think that just like helps honestly like bring light to the day. And so I think that helps me feel just like a little bit like lighter, happier, and yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at right now is I'm just trying to do things that I'm not dreading, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, and like, ugh, do I have to do that again? Or like, ugh, like I don't want to do that. And then Darius and I bought some really good food to make for dinners. And I'm like, I just want to like make some good food that's healthy. And we've been eating out so much because we've had like all these things that I was saying that we had to do. Like, I just want to like hone it in a little bit.
I know. I couldn't wait for this day to start because I was like, I can't wait to feel healthy again.
Yeah.
Like,
I also feel like too, like this fucking journey of progesterone and hormones has made me really not feel confident. So I'm just like accepting that like, okay, I did that for my conception journey and trying to conceive, however you say that. And it's not something that I loved. Maybe I will have to go back on it. I don't know, but I'm just trying.
Isn't that crazy that you're like trying to optimize your body to like carry a baby and all these things happen to you, and then you like ask somebody like, is this the cause of, and everyone's like, I don't know, man, it's the uterus, the unknown. Right. And you're just like, how?
No, it's really, really disheartening.
How is this organ that's present in like a giant part of the population?
And that's something too that's just like exhausting. And I think it'll be an interesting thing also to bring up here as like hopefully I do get pregnant and like your body changes and your life changes and your ability to do certain things. Like, I think that's going to be really interesting to see how my confidence changes. Could either really light me up or
I know. I think I told you before, I have one of my best friends. She's had 3 little girls now, and she's really goes through it when she's pregnant with the body changing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she really, really has a hard time. And like, it makes me scared because sometimes I'm like, I think that would be me if I ever, I mean, we all know I'm clear right
same.
now, not interested, but like, if I ever did become interested, I think that I would have a really fucking hard time with that.
No, same. It'll definitely be something I keep everyone posted on too as that comes.
Cause that's something really hard to grapple with if you've had the eating disorder issues.
Yes, 100%.
On top of all the other things that come with it, but
top of life itself.
Yeah, no, for real. But yeah.
Well, that's just lovely.
Isn't it? I need to put a bag of sweet potatoes on my shoulder.
Yes. Well, we're going to let Taylor go and heal her shoulder. But, you all need to tell us what you want to see, who you want to see on the pod.
I know.
And
I want some good suggestions.
I think truly, like, as this whole episode, like, we're not fine, but like everything is fine. And we can work on ourselves to remember that like everything is going to be fine and it will be okay.
Yeah. Period. Words of wisdom.
Thank you.
Given to you at the end of every episode.
Well,
you don't have to say it again.
okay.